Most men believe that when a woman walks away, it is the end of the story. They think that her silence is a sign of strength, and that she has already forgotten the moments you shared. But what if I told you that for the avoidant personality, the true emotional storm doesn't even begin until weeks after the breakup? While you are struggling with the immediate pain, she is living in a psychological bubble of false relief. But bubbles always burst, and when they do, the regret that follows is deeper and more haunting than anything you can imagine. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the avoidant regret timeline to show you exactly what happens in her mind when the silence becomes too loud to ignore. The first stage is what psychologists call the relief phase. In this moment, she feels like a weight has been lifted off her shoulders. To her, the intimacy of the relationship felt like a cage, and walking away was her way of reclaiming her freedom. She might be out with friends, posting happy pictures on social media, and acting as if you never existed. This is where most men make the fatal mistake of chasing, not realizing that their pursuit only reinforces her need to stay in the relief phase. She isn't missing you yet. She is actually celebrating the fact that she no longer has to manage your emotions. This is the peak of her emotional wall, and it is the most dangerous time for your own mental health. But as the days turn into weeks, the second stage begins to take hold, the fading affect bias. This is a psychological phenomenon where the brain begins to forget the bad memories, and only the positive ones remain. Now that the threat of intimacy is gone, her mind finally feels safe enough to remember your kindness. She starts to wonder why she was so angry, and why she felt the need to run so fast. The silence that once felt like freedom now starts to feel like isolation. She begins to check your profile. She asks mutual friends about your life, and the cracks in her armor start to show. For the first time, the final and most painful stage is the reality of loss. This is where the avoidant person realizes that you aren't waiting for them anymore. When she sees that you have moved on, that you are building a life without her, the regret hits her like a tidal wave. She realizes that she didn't just run away from a relationship. She ran away from a version of herself that was loved. The relief is replaced by a crushing sense of loneliness, and the desire to reach out becomes almost unbearable. But for the high-value man, this regret is a lesson. You realize that you cannot save someone who chooses to run, and that your silence was the greatest teacher she ever had. This is the cycle of avoidant regret. This is the MindShift axis.